Hey, what's up guys? This is your boy Demasi. I entitled this The New Black Wall Street. So I was watching Lionel Harris Live 2 and his YouTube video entitled Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, Lil Wayne, Cornel West, Eric Dyson discuss Black Lives Matter. In this video I watched an elderly woman of color stand and cry because she could not go to the store to buy any necessities due to the BLM protest and looting.
Do they Black Lives Matter?
I have nowhere to go now. I have no way to get there because the buses aren't running. These people did this for no reason.
And that's when it hit me. Today I had every intention of talking about a totally different subject, but I believe this is more important. For those of you who have discovered this, I'm not sure if you heard of the Tulsa, Oklahoma race wars or Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre of 1921. Okay, granted, people of color are not killing each other in these lootings and riots. However, due to these lootings and riots, the same effect is being created, or a very similar one at least. Think about it for a minute. The police does something, and because we have cameras and because we can share the actual incident immediately, we are in a matter of minutes assembled to protest, right? Now, that's one of the most awesome experiences that I've ever been able to bear witness to. I mean, you can do this quick. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be wealthy. You ain't got to be a celebrity, nothing like that. Nowadays, we got these smartphones. We can open them up and just, hey, I see that. I don't like it. Click, click, live, right? And that's cool. However, when we loot and destroy our own areas where for the most of us, it's already a struggle to live in. You got the constant cost of products going up and working dollars pretty much staying the same throughout the years. You working a job, when you got into that field, it started off at $9.25 an hour. 10 years later, it went up to $11.25 an hour. But back when you started out, bread was 50 cents a loaf, and now bread is $2 a loaf. And everything else has jumped up in price too. So the cost of stuff has went up 4 times, but your pay hasn't went up 4 times. So you're making the same money. There's nothing really changed. You might make a little more because you had a few raises throughout the 10 years if you was any good at what you did or if your job was decent. But it's not enough to sustain. Okay, cool. We're not allowed to farm in most major cities. So we're not accustomed to providing our own food, which means we gotta go to the stores. We gotta hit these big box stores or somewhere to get our supplies from, you know, our food and supplies and stuff. We don't make this stuff. The fact of life is most of us are going to need local stores to purchase our good. If we're scaring the owners away or into closing until everything settles, well, what about those of us who, as the elderly woman in the video stated, lost all of the places that she goes to purchase what she needs in order to survive?
This is the only place I could go to shop. And now I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have anywhere to get there.
And nobody from Black Lives Matter is talking about how they will get you to it.
She claims the buses are not running due to the protest, but in the city where I'm residing right now, we don't even have a bus line. And I really don't even see cabs running around here either. I'm feeling like maybe this started out as something great and still has the potential to be great. However, right now, to most, it's starting to look more dangerous in nature. It's almost as if some evil genius is using any police shootings of people of color as a way to create the devastation that occurred when they made people who had a different complexion terrorize and destroy many cities almost 100 years ago. And in my honest opinion, this is worse than the Tulsa massacre. And I in no way mean to belittle the event. You see, this time they're using us to do it. Sure, it's a white cop, but it's also a paid reporter, usually non-colored. I lost quite a few friends to violence. I've even witnessed news vans at the scene before. I ain't never seen none of that stuff make the news though. If it did, they know that we would be more vigilant. Nobody wants to see people that look like them being harmed every time you look around. you'd be able to do nothing in your life until you did something about it. And this year is just awful when you add the pandemic, the presidency, the food shortages, and more. We're in the middle of a situation where resources are said to be scarce, and we are purposely trying to shut them down. Meanwhile, we have artists out here like YelloPain creating songs like My Vote Don't Count.
First thing first, you know back in middle school when they taught us, it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president.
In which he artistically breaks down the way in which we should vote and why perhaps what we do never counts.
Now none of them 3 people make no laws, they just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along.
He is literally stating that people of color have been barking up the wrong tree.
We gotta focus on the legislative branch, yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they.
I'm the one who believes that life is eerily similar to game. G-A-M-E. All games have loopholes and cheat codes. The most popular games have both a good offense and defense. However, to be a great player in any offensive-defensive game, you can't be all defense. Defense only stops the player from scoring. Offense is trying to score. So do you agree that you have to play both sides? We cannot always be on one or the other because in truth, that is a sure way to lose the game. We need to be more strategic. D-boys, gangsters, walk entrepreneurs. I don't care what you are. Learn the true game of life. Tell the truth about your lives. Stop glorifying everything. There are good days in any bad weather. However, you have to admit the weather is bad and it's more fun in the sun. As a nation, we need to do better, or else our nation will change and most likely we'll all regret it in time. To those of you who have made it this far, please leave a like if you like this material and share this with those you think would appreciate it. Also, you may think I don't know you. However, I think I do. You see, I believe I am you and you are me because we are all one. And I love me. So I love you. Let's be safe out there. Peace.
So the Congress or the State House, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do, okay y'all?